What's good, math family? Today we're looking at the 10 most common problems we'll see when we're rearranging formulas on our Algebra 1 exam or even an EOC or SAT test. They now want us to solve for y. We notice that y is attached to b. So let's move ax to the other side by subtracting. So now we have by is equal to c minus a times x. Y still isn't by itself, so we're going to divide by b. Do the same thing on the other side. Y is equal to c minus ax all over b. And when we look at our answer choices, this is going to be answer choice A. So just make sure you guys understand that when we're starting off the problem right here, we're going to subtract this term. Not divide, but subtract the whole entire term. Next problem now, family. We have this equation right here, and they want us to solve for f. But before we could split what's inside parentheses, we always have to isolate it on the side of the equation. So we need to move this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by 9. So now I have 9 times c is equal to 5 times f minus 32. Right? Next step, we could divide by 5. And now we have 9 times c over 5 is equal to f minus 32. Yes, math family, we could have combined these first two steps into one by dividing by the entire fraction, but a lot of times students will make a mistake with that because they forget to keep, change, flip, or flip the fraction, I should say. So that's why I split it. Now, we're trying to get f by itself. We just need to add 32 on both sides, right? So now we have 9 times c all over 5 plus 32 is equal to f. So when we look at our examples now, or our answer choices, we should know that this is going to be B as a final answer. Next problem now, math family, we have a fraction. They want us to solve for m. So anytime you have a fraction, you're probably going to want to start off by multiplying by the denominator. So we could cancel it out. Same thing on the other side, right? So we have f times r is equal to mv squared. Now, typically, we're always used to solving for that variable that has an exponent, but just be careful, they ask for m, not v squared. So we divide by v squared, and now we know f times r divided by v squared is what's going to be equal to m. So when we look at our answer choices, we should know that D is going to be our correct answer choice, and that is it for this problem. Next part of this video, family, we're just doing an open response, right? Because all of these problems may not be multiple choice. So if they gave us this problem and they wanted us to solve for b, we would subtract our a squared term. So first step is b squared is equal to c squared minus a squared. Now to get rid of that exponent, we're going to take the square root, and now we're left with b is equal to the square root of c squared minus a squared, and this is our final answer. Now, when we'll go over to our second example, mind you, they're always going to ask you this problem. This is one of the most popular ones. And I'm going to show you two different possible answers. So we're solving for w, so we're going to subtract 2l, right? So we have p minus 2l is equal to 2w, right? Now we divide by 2. This is our answer. P minus 2L over 2 is equal to W. However, you can see this written a little different. And what does Peters mean? So sometimes they split this fraction. So what happens is 2's cancel, and we'll have P divided by 2 minus L is equal to W. So just understand, family, that this is the same exact answer as what you see in red, and it may be a possible answer on your exam as well. So just be mindful of that. Next two examples, math family. They gave us this area formula and they want us to solve for h. But like I previously said, if we have parentheses, we have to isolate it. So we're going to multiply by 2. That cancels out. Do the same thing on the other side. We have 2a is equal to what? Parentheses are still there. b1 plus b2 times h, right? And funny thing is, we're not solving for anything in here. So guess what? We are going to keep it together. So in my next step, since we're multiplying h by this, we're going to divide by what's in the parentheses, the whole entire thing, right? Cancels out there. We do the same thing on the other side. So when we're talking about what h equals to, h is equal to 2 times a divided by b1 plus b2, all right? Now, when we get over to our second example, they give us the formula A is equal to pi r squared plus pi times r times L. They want us to solve for L. First thing we're going to do is focus on this part, pi r squared. We're going to subtract. So after we subtract, we have A minus pi r squared is equal to pi times r times L. Mind you, all three of these terms are being multiplied. So if we want to get L by itself, we're just going to divide by everything that is not L. So we divide by pi r, cancels out. We divide by pi r, and this is our final answer. L is equal to A minus pi r squared over pi r. All right? And with that, we're going to go on to our very last example of today. Really hope this review has been helpful for you guys. We're on to the last problem, and they want us to solve for r. But like I just told you, r is inside the parentheses. We have to get it by itself first. What's in parentheses has to be by itself first. So we're going to divide by p, right? Cancels out. We have v over p is equal to what? 1 plus r to the t power. Now, this is another area where students struggle. If this was a 2, we would just take the square root of this side and this side, right? Exactly. So to use that same concept, what does Peters mean? All right, since we're taking it to the t power, we're going to take the square root of the t power 2, right? Or the root, the same t root, I should say. I'm sorry, that was a tongue twister. But you guys know what I mean, right? So if we're taking it to this t power, we're also going to take the t root of it just to cancel it out. So now we have the t root of v over p is equal to what? All right, this t is gone. We're left with 1 plus r. So now we could take the parentheses away or split these terms, I should say. So if we're solving for r, we're doing 1 plus r, right? So for 1, we're going to subtract it. So now we have the t root of v divided by p minus 1 is equal to r, and this would be our final answer. So please make sure you understand that concept if they don't give you a number for the exponent. If you're trying to cancel that exponent, you're just going to take its root, whatever root it is, even if it is a variable. Really hope this video review on rearranging formulas was helpful for you, math family. If it was, smash the like button down for us. Comment down below and leave comments for future videos you guys would like to see on our channel. Or if you had questions from today's video, thank you so much for joining us today on Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters.